Hi, we are going to look at 6.07, reducing balance loan today. Right, what is a reducing balance loan? Right, how is the interest being charged here? The interest is actually calculated on the amount that you owe after each repayment is being made. So after the payment has been made, what happened to your loan? The loan will be actually reduced. The amount that you owe will be reduced. So therefore, the loan is actually what we call as reducing balance loan. So if the loan that you actually owe reduce the amount, so what will happen to the interest? The interest will also be reduced over the life of the loan. Okay, so one of the most common example of reducing balance loan is housing loan, right? So next time when you actually started to work, that will be one of the most common example that they are using this model. Now let's look at example 1. So Carlos borrowed 40,000 on the 15th of March 2014 to landscape the garden. The bank lent him the amount with the interest calculated monthly at the rate monthly, right? Calculated monthly, you need to take note, and the interest is 11.2% per annum. So to repay the loan, Carlos made a repayment of 873.69 each month for the course of 5 years. Okay, so the next one is determine the amount still owing. So you need to determine the amount still owing when 15th of July 2014. Amount owed on the 15th of March will be 40,000. And the interest will be 11.2% per year, but then because of monthly payment divided by 12, so in net it becomes 11.2 over 1200. So how much do you owe after 1 month? Is the original amount, you have to have the interest incurred on top, 11.2 divided by 1200, right, times 40,000 minus monthly payment 873.69. I'm going to use my cash calculator to help me. So I go to calculator view, 1 plus, you need the fraction. So the top is 11.2 divided by 1200 times 40,000 minus 873.69. So how much do you owe? But because this is not in 2 decimal point, I use my calculator, go up, enter. Right, so how much do I owe then? 39499.64. Okay, so the next one, same thing. 1 plus 11.2 divided by 1200 times this amount, 39499.64 minus 873.69. So how much is the amount? So I just put enter here. Right, now I don't have to retype. I just go arrow key, go up, enter. Now I just change this amount. I delete. Now I don't want to use this amount because there are still some more decimals here. So I want to use this amount here. So I tell my calculator to highlight this. And then you enter. There you go. Again, the same thing. Same approach. I need to see my 2 decimal point. So the answer here is 38994.62. Okay, with the same approach, 1 plus 11.2 divided by 1200 close bracket, times 38994.62 minus 873.69. So again, same thing. I just put the enter here. Again, I use arrow key to copy whatever I've done. Again, I deduct whichever is not relevant. And I ask my calculator to copy the previous value. Either this or this, it doesn't matter. You see, they will calculate for you. So it will be, again, I need to get the 2 decimal point. So the value now is 38484.88. Again, similar pattern, continue. Times 38484.88 minus 873.69. So again, same thing. I can just press enter. Then I use my calculator to copy. And again, delete whichever is not relevant and replace with the relevant value, which is the previous value here. Enter. Then I enter and I get the answer. And again, I need the 2 decimal point. And there you go. So this is 37970.38. So how much is the amount owing? If you look at the question there. So for A, the amount still owing is, do remember to have the dollar. Check whether the unit is in dollar sign, right? So continue with that. 37970.38. Okay, now let's look at the second part of the question. They ask you how much interest is charged during this period. That means from the period March till July. So for this, how much payment have you done? If you look at this, from 15 March till July, I have made altogether 1, 2, March, April, May, June, July. You pay for payment of the monthly repayment. So in this case, your total repayment for the period equals to 4 times 873.69. Let's check with your calculator what will be the value there. Enter. So it's 4 times 873.69. Okay, so I end up with 3494.76. Now, how much is your loan being reduced here? So, reduction in loan. Original loan, 40,000. After you have paid, how much you owe? 37970.38. What is the difference here? So the difference here, I use my calculator, 40,000 minus 37970.38. So enter the reduction in your loan will be 2029.62. So how much is the interest? Now, every time your loan payment is being used for paying the loan, and a part of it is actually for the interest. So the interest, in this case, you have total repayment 3494.76. A part of it is to pay the loan, and the remaining will be for the interest. So for this 3494.76 minus 20229.62. Okay, so the interest here will be 1465.14. Okay, so this is the interest. Now, if you look at the calculation for A, you realize that there's some common pattern here, right? So at the initial of the loan, let's say I represent that with A0, first month, second month, third month amount that you still owe, and the fourth month. And you see for the first month, the amount that you owe is basically you use the ratio here times the previous term, right? Then when it comes to the second month, right, after the first month, after the second month, this amount is actually your A1 term, right? And then when you go to the third month, you times the previous term, which is your second month amount O. And when you go to the fourth month, you times the third month amount. So what is the common pattern that you can see? You have AN equals to 1 plus 11.2 over 1200 times AN minus 1 minus 873.69. And this common pattern is actually indicated here. So with AN being the amount that you still owe after end repayment, so this is the formula that we actually used for the question earlier, the general form here for that particular question, with A0 being the loan amount. Now, how are we going to apply it in a general form? So for general form, AN is the amount that you still owe after end repayment, right? So this is the formula that you can apply. And do remember the interest here is the interest rate per repayment period. So this is the interest rate per repayment period, and the amount that you owe, you can actually generally use this formula. Do take note. Now, this one, it doesn't necessarily have to be a monthly payment. This one is actually subject to questions. Now, if I have a weekly payment, then you have to change, right? You have to modify. So it can be weekly, it can be yearly, or anything, depending on the questions. Now, do take note that if your repayment has been changed to weekly or even fortnight, your interest rate have to be changed according to the period. Okay, and this is the general form for the reducing balance loan here. And do take note, A0 is basically the amount that you borrow.